Greetings dear children. In this video we will be learning Shakespeare's Julius Caesar Act 4 Scene 2. Let's see how the plot develops in Act 4 Scene 2. We see the beginning of the quarrel. The whole of the play up to this point has been set in Rome. Now we switch to a new location, Sardis, which is in Asia Minor. Here the two armies in exile meet. Brutus and Cassius are in command of the armies which they have recruited separately in the various Roman provinces and kingdom of Asia Minor. They are joining at Sardis on their way to meet Antony and Octavius. In front of Brutus' tent, Brutus, accompanied by his servant Lucius and his friend Lucilius, greets Titinius and Pindarus, who have just arrived from Cassius' camp, which is located nearby. Titinius and Pindarus, representing Cassius, are informed by Brutus that he is less than happy with Cassius. Lucilius confides to Brutus that Cassius is less friendly than he has been. When Cassius enters, his first words to Brutus are a blunt reproach, an entirely new tone in their friendship, in their relationship. Most noble brother, you have done me wrong. He calls him brother because they are not only leaders of the conspiracy, but brothers-in-law as well. Brutus denies the allegation and urges Cassius to keep calm in front of their soldiers. They retire to the privacy of Brutus' tent where Cassius can air his grievances to the full. Shakespeare ensures that the quarrel is seen by us as a private feud between brothers-in-law as well as the falling out political leaders. Let's begin. The scene takes place in Sardis. Brutus enters the scene and says, "Stand ho" means halt. Lucilius asks him to give the word "O" and "stand." Here word refers to the passcode or the password, a secret code or word which helps a guard to identify a man and allow him to enter to a guarded place. So the passcode is given and Brutus was allowed. And Sardis, you should know that it is the present day Turkey. Brutus asked, is Cassius nearby? What's the news, Lucilius? He answers, he is at hand. He here refers to Cassius. And Pindarus has come to do you salutation from his master, has come to give you courteous greetings on behalf of his master, that is Cassius. He greets me well. Yes, he has greeted me well. And turning towards Pindarus, he said, your master is Cassius. Pindarus, Cassius, in his own change or by ill officers, hath given me some worthy cause to wish things done undone. But if he be at hand, I shall be satisfied. Here Brutus speaks diplomatically, but his words carry clear disappointment and suspicion. He subtly accuses Cassius of changing. Two probable reasons he gives: in his own change, either on his own, that means his attitude towards Brutus has changed by his own, or the second one, by ill officers, means bad advisors. Ill officers had given me some worthy cause to wish. What is a wish? Here the answer is things done, undone. This is the wish. Brutus also expresses his regret wishing some things were undone. Perhaps referring to Caesar's murder, that is things done, undone. But if he is present here, if he be at hand, I shall be satisfied. I'll get an explanation. I shall be satisfied. He says that he will be able to give a satisfactory explanation. So Pindarus replies, I do not doubt, but that my noble master will appear such as he is, full of regard and honor. Pindarus attempts to reassure Brutus. How does he try to reassure Brutus? This dialogue is answer. And he tries to defend Cassius' character. His language is respectful and cautious as well. The tone, respectful as well as cautious. However, the phrase, my master will appear such as he is, can be read with some irony, because appearances do not always match reality, a recurring theme in the play. It hints that Cassius may be trying to maintain a noble image despite questionable motives. Brutus responds to that. He's not doubted. He pretends, though he says he's not doubted, he says he pretends outwardly that he trusts Cassius. This sentence tells us that Brutus pretends outwardly that he trusts. Just pretension it is. And privately he pulls Lucilius to get a truthful report from him. Whether Cassius has changed or not, he wanted to confirm it with Lucilius. Our Lucilius, how he received you. Let me be resolved. He wanted to know how Lucilius was welcomed or received by Cassius. Whether in the same way how Cassius behaved earlier, the same way, or any change in Cassius. He just wanted to get a truthful report from Lucilius. Let me be resolved. He says that, let me be resolved. Lucilius, with courtesy, this dialogue can be learned as it is, with courtesy and with respect enough, how Lucilius was received by Cassius. With courtesy and with respect enough, with suitable courtesy and respect, but with what of an exception is there, not with such familiar instances, but not with the real friendship or with the same open, free and friendly conference how he used to have with Lucilius. That was the exception. Courtesy and respect was there, but there was an exception. Not with the familiar instances, nor with such free and friendly conference as he hath used of old. He used to greet Lucilius before. That was not there. The next dialogue is very important. Brutus delivers a powerful reflection on the nature of falling friendship. Thou hast described a hot friend cooling. Who is the hot friend cooling here referred to? That is Cassius. He says that you have described a passionate friend becoming less and less attached. Ever note, Mark Lucilius, when love begins to sicken and decay, it uses an enforced ceremony. Always remember, Lucilius, that when friendship begins to sicken and die away, begins to sicken and decay, die away, then it uses a strained ceremony, strained politeness. There are no tricks in plain and simple faith, but hollow men like a horse's hot at hand make gallant show and promise of their mettle, but when they should enter the bloody spur, they fall their crest like deceitful jades, sink in the trial. This is what happens really. He says that there are no deceit in plan and sincere friendship. But insincere men, hollow men, insincere men, like horses, the comparison, like horses that are keen and high-spirited at first, very keen and high-spirited first, make gallant show and promise of their mettle. Their spirit, it will be shown in the beginning. And brave. But when they are expected, when they should enter the bloody spur, when they are expected to respond to an urging spur, what do? They fall their crest. They lower their proud neck. And like deceitful jades, the poor quality old horse, they behave. They sing in the trial when they are put to test. Mark the meanings. Crest, proud neck. Fall means they droop. Deceitful jades means worthless horses. Sink in the trial means they fall in their test. At the end, as hearing the music, low marching music, as comes his army on. Whether army of Cassius has come. So from this dialogue, we get to know that Brutus observes that when affection fades, the love and affection between friends, when it fades, people depend on forced politeness and formal gestures instead of sincerity. They pretend, they act. The phrase enforced ceremony suggests emptiness behind the polite exterior. Full emptiness it is. That means there is no sincerity in their relationship. Brutus values plain and simple faith, honest faith, because he is not interested in any flattery or appearances. This dialogue reinforces the role of Brutus as a tragic idealist, someone who expects honor and truth not only in their friendship but in their political life as well. Here we see the comparison. Insincere or shallow people like Cassius, hollow men. Like Cassius, we see that comparison to that of a spirited horse, to the spirited horses who look very impressive, brave, but fall under pressure. Hot at hand suggests a horse that is hard to control, and bloody spur symbolizes the real test, such as war or moral choices. Brutus says that such kind of people, such hollow men like horses, okay, such people, such men sing in the trial, exposing their weakness and false promises. The bitterness in his tone shows deepening disappointment with Cassius and possibly with the entire conspiracy they undertook. At the end of the dialogue, Brutus asked about Cassius' army, and Lucilius answers, they mean this night in Sardis to be quartered. The greater part, the horse in general, are come with Cassius. They aim to camp in Sardis tonight. The greater part, the main force of cavalry has come with Cassius. Enter Cassius and his army. Brutus, hark, he is arrived. He here refers to Cassius. Low music of stage, march gently on to meet him. So he says that, okay, we'll march on slowly to meet Cassius. Again, Cassius enters, stand ho, Brutus stand ho. They exchange the secret password. Speak the word along, stand, stand, stand. Okay, we see that the soldiers are repeating the secret code, password. Cassius, as soon as he enters, he speaks first. He enters, he addressed Brutus as, most noble brother, you have done me wrong. Cassius speaks first and accuses Brutus directly of doing him wrong. The phrase, most noble brother, is bitterly ironic. He speaks with a mix of respect and resentment. How does Brutus respond to this address? Judge me, you gods. Wrong I mine enemies? And if not so, how should I wrong a brother? Brutus, however, is shocked. His reaction to this accusation, reaction is shocked. Shocked and defensive, he calls on the gods to judge him, saying, if he wouldn't wrong his enemies, how could he possibly wrong his brother? This shows Brutus' moral absolutism. He sees himself as guided by honor, and being accused of injustice deeply wounds him. And we see that the cracks in their friendship now open into a full conflict. Brutus, this sober form of yours hides wrong, and when you do them, Cassius accuses Brutus of hiding his fault behind a calm and virtuous appearance. He suggests that Brutus uses his seriousness and moral reputation to excuse or mask his misdeeds. Cassius feels that Brutus acts as though he can do no wrong, and that precisely what makes his offenses more hurtful. This is a key moment. Cassius is calling Brutus out as a hypocrite. He couldn't complete by the time Brutus interferes. Cassius, be content. Keep calm. Speak your griefs softly, your grievances softly. I do know you well. We know each other. Before the eyes of both our armies here, we should perceive nothing but love from us. Let us not wrangle, let us not quarrel. You don't have to shout your grievances. Let us not quarrel. And the armies should learn from us only love, not this disagreement. Our armies should perceive nothing but love from us. Let us not quarrel. Bid them move away. Ask them, bid them move away. Let the armies move away from us. Then in my tent, they're standing close by. Then in my tent, Cassius, enlarge your griefs. Tell me in detail, and I will listen to you patiently. Brutus responds with calm authority. He stops the public argument and asks Cassius to discuss the matters personally, in private, that is, away from the eyes of their soldiers. Because soldiers should learn from them only love. This shows Brutus' concern for public image and unity. He knows that if the armies sees division between the leaders, it could damage morale. Even in conflict, Brutus is measured and strategic, showing his leadership. Listening to this, Cassius called Pindarus, bid our commanders lead the charges off a little from this ground. Order our commanders to lead their troops a little away from here. Brutus said to Lucius, do the same. Ask our army, the troops, take the troop a little away from here. And let no man, the second instruction, let no man come to a tent till we have done our conference, until they have completed their discussion, their conference. And who will guard the door? Lucilius and Titinius guard the door. Exit all, Brutus and Cassius. Here we see that as per the instruction, Pindarus took the troop and Lucius also took the troop, and they start their conversation, Brutus and Cassius, and we see that who guards their door, Lucilius and Titinius. We see that their alliance is essential to the survival, and their growing arguments are not helping their cause to do so. Thank you, children.